Everywhere you turn these days, you hear someone referring to themselves as an entrepreneur. But using the term will get a different response from whoever you're speaking to, depending on whether you're a mogul or if you're just trying to get a side hustle off the ground. But even though everyone wants to be self-made these days, not everyone has the skill set to realize these goals. And when you add the intoxicating thrill of viral fame into the equation, that's when things can get a little complicated. In the past few years, no one has exemplified the difficulties of trying to be a boss lady while having zero business acumen, quite like the woman who brought us the ill-fated pink sauce. Bright, mysterious, and marketed as much as humanly possible, the condiment and its rollout instantly sparked controversy, and over time, it'd only get worse.
She is the perfect example of what not to do when you're trying to market a food product.
Given a position in the marketplace that she was ill-prepared to enter, this self-made woman would soon be her own undoing when she made a series of decisions which not only permanently destroyed the reputation of her original product, but ensured that no one would ever want to enter into business with her ever again.
Miss Pink Sauce herself. Everybody's like, pink sauce, pink sauce, pink sauce, pink sauce, right? Billions of views across social media over your just famous pink sauce. And everybody was making videos. I mean, the more this thing got, the bigger it got. And then all of a sudden, shit hit the fan.
It's your boy Luesta, live from Lu Extras, and this is the crazy fall of the pink sauce lady. It all started with the appearance of a condiment online that looks somewhere between toxic and edible. The brainchild of Chef P, lesser known as Veronica Shaw, the so-called pink sauce became an unlikely phenomenon.
Look at this, like, just look at this, like, y'all. I think I perfected my product.
As for its creator, she built herself as more than simply a cook, with her website labeling her as an expressional artist. She loves to express herself through color and realistic abstract paintings. Secretly suffering from anxiety and depression, she was desperate to find a source to heal herself holistically. She began studying herbs, fruits, and vegetables that can help stabilize nutrition deficiencies in your body, and that's when she fell in love with a fruit called pitaya, with the bio also claiming that she is leaving millions curious about her bright pink sauce creation. There's no denying that this was certainly true for a little while. After all, her follower count abruptly jumped from 800 to almost 150,000 in a matter of just a month, with 4 million likes to go with it. At one stage, she even claimed that this concoction of hers had health benefits.
The pink sauce was created for way more than just your taste buds, even though it tastes absolutely amazing. The pink sauce dragon fruit literally healed me. The billion-dollar global company failed without me. It wasn't pink. It was like, not pink.
However, not everyone was convinced that this stuff was fit for human consumption. What kills me about the pink sauce stuff is that it looks disgusting. But once it went from a concept in her kitchen to a product she was trying to monetize, that's when things went from bad to worse. And soon, any alleged health benefits were overtaken by claims that she was on the brink of causing botulism to the unsuspecting public that were duped into buying it. When pink sauce first hit the market via her own DIY operation, things didn't exactly go smoothly. For starters, some bottles of pink sauce were shipped in bags instead of boxes, and they arrived damaged, or in some cases, literally exploded upon opening. On top of the fact that the end result looked closer to Pepto-Bismol than your average condiment, the use of milk in the recipe meant that it was very prone to spoilage, and originally, there was no information regarding how to store it. Speaking of the ingredients, they were originally listed as water, sunflower seed oil, raw honey, distilled vinegar, garlic, pitaya, less than 2% dried spices, lemon juice, milk, and citric acid. But on top of the fact that vinegar was misspelled as simply vinegar, there was a lingering sense that everything wasn't being disclosed. Because when some people attempted to replicate it, they immediately saw that things didn't add up to the finished product.
Accurate, but this is it for comparison. This is the one I just made. I tried it in a couple different variations. However, some of the ingredients are really strange. You use more garlic than you do dragon fruit, and when you do everything in order, there's also more than 2% salt, which is really strange. But when you do all these ingredients in different forms, this is the consistency that it comes out of, and it's very watery. So it's nothing like her sauce, and the color is nothing like the pink that she promotes.
Then, there were the other mislabeling issues that plagued this rollout. Early nutritional labels on the pink sauce asserted there were 444 servings per package. In reality, there was actually 444 grams of sauce in each package. The end result of all these errors and mishaps was a whole lot of controversy, which questioned both her trustworthiness and the safety of the sauce itself.
Because the hue of the sauce keeps changing. Every photo, every video, the sauce color looks different. And also, she doesn't describe what it actually tastes like. They're noticing that there's a lot of stuff that's really sketchy with the bottle. The nutrition facts seem to be off. It says there's 444 servings. Some of the ingredients are spelled wrong. The website also just seems so poorly put together. Like, what is this?
And as more and more people received the product, reviews of either the packaging or the flavor itself were not good.
So here's my bottle. I'm just a little worried about it being swollen, and I don't know if this is considered swollen or not. Check the seal, everything's good on that. The aftertaste, I'm not messing with. Something is not right. The smell that's coming out of this bottle, something is wrong. It's rotten. So I pulled out the bottle and I opened it up and I had to stick my finger inside of it, but there is a piece of glitter.
She's not wearing her hair in a net, no gloves, just disease and vibes. All them souls gonna be fighting for demons on the toilet at 2 a.m. As the controversy engulfed the internet, Pink Sauce Lady attempted to get her damage control hat on, issuing a statement which was intended to dampen any concerns from her newly acquired customer base. Dear Pink Sauce supporters, we are working to overcome all issues. With the surrounding allegations and claims against the Pink Sauce, we want to take the time to ensure each customer's safety. We are working meticulously to ensure we have no further delays in shipment. But as shaky as things started, it appeared that there was still time to salvage this. And even some people who were having fun with the whole situation advised her to combat these issues and help to clear up some myths.
Okay, this is a bigger discussion. It's normal for things to change hue. It doesn't really normally. She's using pitaya, which is like a type of dragon fruit, to actually color her ingredients and her product. There can be inconsistencies in that because it's in a highly controlled product, which is like mustard. Mustard is so controlled in the US if you knew the laws. So I'm gonna let her pass on that one, okay?
But it's safe to say that the way she broached it head on would leave a little something to be desired. Because rather than address these concerns head on, she exhibited a huge victim complex and a complete unwillingness to admit to a single mistake. I've been using it and serving it to my clients for a year. No one has ever gotten sick, P told the Washington Post. When asked about the discrepancy between what people saw online and what was served, she told one journalist that it's natural food, it's natural coloring, you know? So beat me down because I don't want to poison the nation. They accused me of poisoning the nation. It's just trial and error like any other business. But since I went viral, I didn't get a chance to let it unfold like everyone else. She then told BuzzFeed News, we're on a mission to show our customers that we care about their health and don't want to put them in harm's way. She then admitted that the negative narrative was becoming a bit much. I feel like Madonna or Beyonce just tripped on stage and I woke up with their phone in my hand. I'm good though, only the strong survive. But above all else, she insisted she wouldn't be dragged down.
Y'all really just gotta give me a break. Y'all gotta stop this negativity. I literally suffer from anxiety. I have to separate from this stuff. I cannot allow y'all to bury me mentally.
Along the way, she also doubled down with her claims that the sauce was suitable for everyone, citing her son's allergies as an example.
My son is, go get your EpiPen please. My son carries an EpiPen with him to school every single day. We can't even go to Benihana's without my son having a panic attack or something. We can't even cook seafood in my house.
Still, the skepticism overwhelmed the internet, leaving people wondering how long she'd be able to operate in such a careless fashion, especially when she actively forgot what the F in FDA stood for in full view of the world.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical product. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that. Did I?
It's safe to say that when you're being entrusted with a product that people consume, that isn't a good look. But for all that was a mortifying statement to make, people still had no reason to believe she was ill-intentioned or not deserving of a chance to make amends for her lack of knowledge. But that was all about to change for the worse. Where things really began to go wrong to the point that her public image was unsalvageable was when a talk show appearance went awry, with Chef taking zero responsibility for it whatsoever, even when confronted by an unhappy customer.
So I understand, like, if it does have dairy in it, you see all these concerns. You saw my TikTok. I follow you. You have my address, my phone number, my email. If once I posted my original video, if you wanted to make things right as a business owner, when you create a product, that's your pride and joy. You send it off to someone, they don't like it. You're like, oh my gosh, like that's my pride and joy. Let me fix it.
You weren't contacted by Chef P?
And the thing is, if you knew I had a problem with it, you could have contacted me and I could have turned around. And I'm not a hateful person. I could have been like, wow, Chef P contacted me.
So you're saying that you contacted me?
No, I'm saying you didn't contact me.
Okay, but why would I contact someone who's fabricating something on the internet?
Nothing was fabricated.
To be honest, you're not special. You're not special. Okay? So why should I lose my mind and approach you directly when you're fabricating something on the internet?
Immediately, people were dumbfounded by how she expected to run a business with such a terrible attitude like that. Imagine being sued for harassment for not wanting to die from a product. The pink sauce lady is insane. The fact that this woman is literally insulting one of her customers in this unprofessional and childish manner just shows how entitled and rude of a person she really was. With so much negativity surrounding both her as a person and her product's rock bottom reputation, you'd imagine that this would be the last anyone heard of the pink sauce lady. However, she'd soon be given another crack at it. And while this briefly seemed like a golden opportunity to change her story, Chef P's capacity for self-destruction soon meant that this blew up in her face too. In January of 2023, it was announced that Chef P had entered into a partnership with the self-proclaimed trailblazing food products innovator Dave's Gourmet to distribute the product to the masses. With her know-how to the infrastructure provided by a major company, this seemed like the time to legitimize her product and allow it to reach its full potential. Within 5 months of inking the deal, Pink Sauce launched at 4,300 Walmart locations, including gluten-free and vegan variants. But even as Dave's Gourmet got involved, the move didn't improve its reputation, or the dubious taste either.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
Suddenly, the pink sauce was orange, and it was fair to say that those who hadn't tasted it beforehand were not exactly gonna go out of their way to get another bottle. And as the sauce faltered on the marketplace, the story suddenly took another strange twist when Chef P created a GoFundMe to raise $100,000. According to her, she didn't even have enough money to buy her kids food on her own and had been exploited by Dave's Gourmet. As a young entrepreneur with big dreams, I followed my intuition and went forth toward my dreams to create something new. I had a few mistakes on the way, which led me to trust a company that is trying to take everything away from me. They lied to me, she wrote on the fundraiser page. I am currently facing an eviction that has gone into default. The sheriffs can come to my door any day now. I need legal help. I don't know what else to do. I can't give up. I need help. Despite the obvious strain this would put on any business relationship they were supposed to have, she then doubled down on videos.
I gave my recipe to swindlers. Of course they lied about everything they said in the beginning. Of course they didn't involve me in the creation of the product. They took my ideas and tried to turn them into their own. They lied to the media to make me look like a bad person. They're trying to deteriorate my brand from their own mistake.
Everyone was complaining because the sauce was like orange. Dave's Gourmet wasn't sharing information with me. They've crossed me so much that I have no choice but to file suit. You're not supporting me by purchasing this.
And in an attempt to vilify the company further, she claimed that the sauce was still in profit.
And when they started getting offended, they didn't want to support the marketing of the company. However, the pink sauce brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars on a freaking weekly, monthly basis. by itself.
But anyone who'd walk into a market would know this simply was not the case, with the sauce practically debuting on clearance aisles. And as time went on, it kept failing further.
Walmart is now basically giving the pink sauce away. So a video just went viral showing the pink sauce on clearance at Walmart for just 25 cents a bottle. Now, I think all the pink sauce in the video may have gone bad because this most definitely is not pink.
Originally, the public wasn't believing her even when they were only hearing her side of the story. So by the time that Dave's Gourmet disputed her claims too, it was game over. Dave's Gourmet has adhered to the terms of agreement with Ms. Shaw. "We disagree with Ms. Shaw's allegations," their statement said. Dave's Gourmet has paid Chef P over $120,000 to date, and it continues to make all payments as due and on time based on the terms of the contract. Alongside providing her with a $45,000 advance, they argued that she also tried to submit business expenses like new sneakers or birthday parties, with the company permitting this under the stipulation that they'd come off her profits from the next quarter. Concluding that we've offered to reimburse Ms. Shaw for her lawyer's time to go over the terms of agreement and how it relates to the payments that were made to Ms. Shaw, it's clear that Dave's Gourmet had attempted to do right by her, only for things to go awry through no fault of theirs. Meanwhile, the way Chef P had handled every facet of it meant that she received no sympathy from even those who had previously been on her side.
We interviewed last year Chef P, this is the creator of the pink sauce. That sauce that went extremely viral. So you signed a deal with Dave's Gourmet. They gave you an advanced sign-on bonus to do it. They took over the manufacturing and the distribution. And now that the money is not rolling in like you think it's supposed to be because your stuff is all in stores, but it was reported that even when they rolled it out in stores, they had to mark it on clearance because nobody's buying it. Now you're thinking that you hit the jackpot and you ain't gotta work no more. And so you're like, well, I'm working on my sauce. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be working on the next thing. You let Dave's Gourmet do the hard work. You help throw some ideas. You let them pay for it. And you sit back and collect your check and reinvest it into your life and your kids' life and create other sauces. But instead, she wants to give the money back to them for marketing. I said, you can't make this up. When I tell you it was such a confusing and draining interview, I just had to end it.
Even with the extensive receipts provided by Dave's Gourmet, she tried to walk her way out of this too.
My royalty is supposed to be paid to me before any expenses. When I received my royalty for Q1, it was paid to me before any expenses. Now that I'm uncomfortable and they know that I would have been hiring legal help, they make this bogus excuse as to why they're putting expenses on top of my royalty. It does not work like that.
But unfortunately for Chef P, it works exactly like that. Still, she refused to back down or heed criticism, claiming that Walmart were vying to destroy her.
So all of y'all that be saying, oh, just give up, biggest flop ever, put the fries in a bag, all of this stuff to try to discourage me from going forward to my dreams, baby, do you realize that I have a competitor that's $1 billion global company that's been established for decades and decades, or maybe even 100 years? All they did was send me emails each week to see how they could scheme me, and I ignored them.
And as things continued to go wrong, she foresaw this as what she had to endure to get her big opportunity.
I realized that I am very comfortable in the decisions that I will be making going forward. And every great person have to go through a storm. Like these trials and these tribulations that I've been facing, like listen, the pink sauce ain't made one sale this month. But guess what? I still post my product. I still post and do what I have to do because I believe in my vision. I believe in my brand. And most importantly, when the world gets to experience it, when I have that conversation with the person who could get me to where I need to be, when I meet that investor, or when God give me the opportunity, listen, it only takes one day for your entire life to change.
But what this narrative handily left out is the fact that she had one and squandered it. Still, she insisted she was rerouting the hate and using it as fuel to push herself forward.
I don't care about their opinions. They could tell me to put the fries in a bag 1,000,000 times. Thank you for helping me manifest, because I want like 5 different restaurants, okay? And we will be serving fries 9 times out of 10 in like 3 of the establishments. So I really, really thank you for bringing that into fruition for me, for the things to work out.
And for what few supporters she had left, they simply wished she'd stop wallowing and try to capitalize on what was in front of her, because in their view, she missed the window at a time when her exuberant color scheme was everywhere. This is the perfect time to market it as a Barbie product. Instead of saying she's broke, make a few videos on TikTok holding the sauce during this big Barbie time. People will start buying it again. But instead of heeding that suggestion, Chef P has continued to deliver a master class on what not to do when trying to recover from a viral flop. Along the way, there was even an attempted revamp with her new color scheme, but it's safe to say that people were not having it at all. Please stop dyeing ranch. Stop. It is physically impossible to use natural flavoring for blue things. Along the way, she's kept up the original gimmick too, even as the world moves on.
Don't block your blessings trying to prove a point. If you got something going on, keep it to yourself. You don't always have to try to prove a point. Because when you run your mouth, people got a way of blocking your blessings. You have nothing to prove to nobody in this world but yourself and God.
As the public's interest in her has dwindled, the only products available on the Pink Sauce site now are the recipe, which is available for $5.55, and a cookbook. And in a level of delusion that most of us can only aspire to, she still maintains that she's on the right track and that better things are on the way. Did you know that many CEOs had rough beginnings? Some of the biggest companies like Apple, Disney, and KFC became as strong and successful as they are because of mistakes that they made while building their brand. But to give up and throw away the vision will never be a part of the plan. God put this on my heart to create. I understand that through innovation, you may not be understood. You're gonna make mistakes and go through trial and error. It'd be a long road behind me and a long road to go. But the most important thing is learning, growing, and doing that shit better than before. While Chef P isn't exactly wrong that many pioneers in the food industry suffered difficult routes to fame, what she handily missed out of the equation is that most of them didn't market an inferior, borderline unsafe product and refused to take any kind of accountability for the reputational damage she did. Despite her best efforts, Pink Sauce and its proprietor are a thing of the past. And unless she can undergo the biggest image overhaul we've ever seen, it's going to be very hard for her to change things.